on in the streets, yeah, we talk about it. What's going on in the church, yeah, we talk about it. How to make money, yeah, we talk about it. Facebook, yeah, yeah. IG, Twitter, yeah. So, ooh, it's really there. You can catch CEOs. What can you see, brother? Talking about the hot topics, my girl. See, talking about the hot topics.
Good evening. Good evening. Listen, I want to apologize in advance. I know that every week I come on and y'all hear the dog. It ain't mine. It's next to the studio. And it seems like every week when we go live, he decides he wants to sing a song. So if he's in the background, just disregard him. He's giving God praise. So I'm just letting y'all know the dog in the back is worshiping. And y'all let him be. Let him be. He's getting his soul anchored in the Lord. Hallelujah. So listen, let me just let y'all know I'm really not any good today. I stopped by on Tuesday and Thursday. I stopped by this place, right? And it is conveniently located as in the great city of Fort Lauderdale. In the great city of Fort Lauderdale, it's located. So just to let y'all know that in the great city of Fort Lauderdale, you can get you a great treat. And again, it is at the Honeybee Cutlery. Very, very good place to be. Very good place to eat. So if y'all in Fort Lauderdale, do me a favor. Y'all stop by there and get y'all something to eat. And again, I may be freezing up just a little bit. And I think this will be the last time we deal with this. Again, Comcast is coming out again to try to rectify this good Wi-Fi that we have. So y'all yet pray for Comcast to come out and do what they need to do so that I won't freeze up. Hallelujah. So listen, I want to bring my guests in. Everybody knows Natalie. Everybody knows Natalie. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So listen, I want to welcome you to Hot Topics Pop-Up Show. Again, everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows that you play and sing at the same time. And I was told one time by Pepe Hendricks, he said, you know how hard it is to play and sing sometimes? I said, Pepe, no, I really don't know because, I don't play nor sing. But you do it both, and you do it well. So how's it going over there in the Treasure Coast? You're in the Treasure Coast, right, Fort Pierce?
I'm in the Treasure Coast. Yes, it's going great. Going great.
All right,
Awesome
so
over
listen, you have a
here.
lot of things
Things are
going.
back to moving.
You guys are back open down there?
Yeah, pretty much.
They said over in the Treasure Coast, you guys are back open and moving, and you guys are still wearing masks, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Now, are you there? Hold on a second. So listen, y'all know that anything is live. Anything that's live, sometimes it goes away. Now, are you there? All right, there you go.
I'm
So
here.
listen, I need you to do me a favor. I know that you're on I think what's your sophomore album that you got coming out, or is it which album is it?
It's my third. It's a junior because we did a
Okay,
double the
it's a
last one.
okay. So it's your junior album, guys. I love you guys over there. So tell us a little bit about the single and the album that you. Is it an album or are you putting out a single?
It's an album.
Well, y'all doing it
Yeah,
big
it's
over
it's
here.
an album. A lot of work. Um, it's an investment when you're doing an album. I can tell you that.
Right.
A lot of people put out singles and they try to push that for a while, but I just feel like if I'm going to ask my clients or my fans to support and pay for something tangible, let me give you your money's worth.
Right.
So, yeah. And then now we're in the pandemic, so it's a little harder with the tangible product. You're going to definitely be pushing more streaming. But this project, I could tell you, is totally different than what they've, been accustomed to from me. Let's just say
Okay.
that. The Lord spoke to me very, very differently on this project. It's very much prophetic. In half of the project. Um, when I say prophetic, I mean worship. Everybody knows me as the traditional quartet drive, right? So I took a softer approach. I'm actually appealing to a diverse audience this time around because that's just how the Lord gave it to me. Um, and for my writing, when He speaks to me, it's always like personal things that I've endured and overcome. So I share what I have went through and overcome to bless someone else. So that's what
Okay,
this
so you
project is
still
about.
doing quartet because
I
you're telling
still
the
do it.
story, right?
Yeah.
You still with just a dash of the
Contemporary, the
tradition.
dash,
Okay,
uh-huh.
so
And
you just mixing it. It's you got the mixing pot going on because I always tell people country music and quartet is the same thing. It's just telling the story, and that's what quartet
mhm.
does. It tells the story. Mostly worship music. We into worship. We're calling on Jesus' name, but quartet tells the story. And that's one thing I love about quartet. And it took me a long time to get into quartet. When I first got in this industry, everybody was like, "Oh, listen to quartet." I was like, "I don't know about that." And then once I first started going around about 10 years, started going to the quartet concerts, and realized y'all had that hip slapping storytelling music. I was like, "Yes, I like this," and I instantly fell in love with quartet right then and there when I started kind of like running into you guys and most of the other people that is in quartet. So for me to be, I'm anxiously waiting the melting pot because again, if you're saying you got a mixture of everything, that's the melting pot. So what single are you leading with that we need to be looking out for from this album?
And I'm very transparent. I do not know at this time quite yet. The name of the project is called The Transformation. But I'm gonna tell you the reason why I don't know is because they're all such strong songs. Any one of them really could be a single. And
Okay.
you don't find that quite a lot on people's projects, because you kind of got maybe one or two that you may like gravitate to, and then the rest is kind of like album songs. I didn't do that this way because, for one, we're in the pandemic and it's streaming. So I wanted each song to be just as, you know, just as
Strong as the other
strong.
ones.
But if I had a choice, I would say I'm a winner. Probably would be on my. I would go to that one.
That'll be your
Yeah,
leading single to send to radio and get
that would be
everybody
my lead
hyped
single.
and pumping. All right, so I
Mhm.
need you to send me that one because I need to listen to it
Mhm.
so I can hype that one up. I know that everything you do is excellence. You know me, I'm gonna keep it real. So someone sent me something the other day, and I was like, I think you should do this, and that. I may have offended them too, but if you send me something, you know what you're gonna get back. So listen, I'm excited about your new project. I'm excited about what you're doing. I'm seeing you, and I love content. And one thing I can say to you is that I love the fact that you're letting us know what you're doing. Your content is awesome. And I mean, I know we get at it. I feel like when we're on this platform, it turns into a conversation and not an interview, which is kind of good. I love your content. You're showing us in the studio. You're showing us what you're doing. Now, listen, I know that your baby girl, which isn't a baby girl anymore, she's now, I know you told me the story before. You went from dealing with background singers to background singers to now moving your family in. So how did that, tell my viewers, how did that transition go?
That transition, by the grace of God, it actually went smooth. It's now two of my children, not just the one. Both of them are very, very gifted and talented in their own way. I kind of just tried it out because I was transitioning and I had to keep it moving. If any artists out there, they know, we go through a lot of things with musicians, and I'm just gonna keep it real. We go through things with musicians and different background singers, and then a lot of them have their own desires, and you kind of branch out. But I was just kind of trying it to see, how it work, if they can harmonize, if they can hear, and the apple just surely didn't fall far from the tree. I mean, they gravitated just like that. And then
And the
now,
lucky part,
we've been, yeah,
the,
but
the
we've
lucky part
actually
is your
grown
husband.
more than just a family.
Right,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
husband is a drummer. So listen, let me tell
yeah.
you, when you have a drum and a keyboard player, you don't need, girl, you don't need nothing else. You good. So it's
That's
not
the
like
core.
it's
Yeah,
like, okay, I got my musicians. You may add a little bass here, a little lead there. But in any church, they'll tell you that if you got a drummer, you can have a praise team. If you got a keyboard player, you really don't need a drummer because we got a good keyboard player. They got something over here on this button over here that'll be drums. So you got both of those components into one that's in house. Y'all can have rehearsal in house like right now. Y'all can be like, okay, and then you got all the
yeah.
equipment. It's all your equipment. You're not written. You like Timothy, go get on the drums. Hey, I got this song. You know that you just so lucky and
I,
congratulations on the new house.
as a matter,
You know
look, look at there, look at there. I'm just gonna show you.
that's your
This is
dining
where I'm
room
sitting.
slash,
If you can see that,
and that's what I'm talking about.
yes. Slash music.
That that's
Yep.
a musician home that you bought a home and transition your dining room onto the drum.
But that's
Listen,
temporary. That's temporary because we're actually building a studio here. That's they're working on it. That's the only reason why that's sitting here right now. So that's how
listen,
serious we are about it. Yeah.
and that listen, you're serious about music when you're like, and you girly like me, and you like, well, I'm not girly, I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm girly about my house, but I don't like to wear dresses. You made me wear dress, but that's okay. So it's like, here it is, right? You're able to transition your house and say, listen, I'm so into my music until I got this new house. Congratulations. But this part is gonna be my studio. That's what we're gonna do. Oh man, I am just so
Hmm.
happy. Now the question is, your baby girl, it wasn't your oldest daughter. I remember her barely fitting her clothes because she was dressed like you. And she was so cute. And and you put a mic in her hand and she just took off. I think now she's what, 17?
Yep.
How
She's
is she
17.
how is she adapting? I mean, I know she was like what, 12 or 13 when she first started, just entering into teenage years. Now she's like, one more year she's grown. How is she adapting? Is she growing away from it, going towards it? How is she reacting now as a teenager being in a gospel group?
Okay. So again, I like to be transparent. We had a phase where she just kind of wanted to do her, do school, do middle school and all kind of sports and activities. Then we transitioned to high school, and she was still in activities, but then that's when the light bulb went off. And yeah, she's totally into it. She does a lot of the background work now. Actually, she does a lot of the graphics. She actually helped me write on this project. She's a writer herself. So that's the difference between back then and now. She co-wrote. She does a lot of competitions, lyric competitions herself. She's a very strong lyricist. So I would tell you that that's the difference between then and now. Yeah,
Wow.
she's
Because
growing
I
up.
remember she used to stand on the stage and
I didn't see that one.
she's kind of like, but I'm saying this song though. And when you hit that note, that baby hit the note. And I think now your other daughter, because she's shy, your other
Mm,
daughter, I think, right, is now singing with you as well.
hmm She's 9.
Um, so you
She's
just
9. But the difference between the two, oh, they really kill me, because they kind of go back and forth with each other, on who's doing what, how they're gonna do it, which I love it. I just sit there and watch them, and it's amazing to me because Samaya is very opposite from Talena. A lot of people don't know because she is 9, but she is very confident when it's coming to uh, her musical skills. She will tell you, yeah, I can do it. Let me do it. She's a drummer. She's now enrolled in my school because I have a music school now. So she's learning keys as well, and as well as singing. So she just, yeah, I don't even know what to say half the time. I just sit there in awe at how gifted that she is at such a young age. And I was very
Wow.
shy. Her age, she's not shy at all. She's very, very open.
So you hit on that you have a music school, and I want to say congratulations on that. And I know you were saying I got class. So now you're teaching um, keyboard and vocals.
Keyboard, vocals, and guitar. I have another instructor that comes in as well. So we have multiple things that are going. It's all actually always been a lifelong dream of mine to teach music because if I could, I would do music full time as my passion to help people and pass on my legacy to someone else um, by way of music. And yeah, I just got, Lord placed on my heart the pandemic. People really don't have a lot to do. A lot of them are shut in. So we do it a lot virtually, and we do some limited in class, in person, because a lot of people are spread out different places, so I can't be everywhere. But it has taken off really, really, really fast. I try to share footage, and so in videos, so you guys can see the progress of my students from age 9 to 50.
Whoa,
Um, mhm.
50.
So, in 90 days, we're going to do a big recital with all of them combined on some music. A lot of people don't know that I do not only play by ear, I am also classically trained. Um,
Whoa.
yeah, music was my major first, then business. So, a lot of people don't know that. So that's my roots. So pouring the difference between myself and other businesses is I pour both ways, especially if they're church oriented. I don't force that on them, but if they are, I try to integrate ear training, you know, as well as book training, so they can have both, the best of both worlds.
Right. Okay. So
Hmm.
let's just get to the butter pecan ice cream.
Yeah, I am
So
so
listen,
excited.
I'm excited too on what you're doing. That and I'm everything that you're doing. You know, I love you guys over in the Treasure Coast. Um, you guys are great. I love what you're doing and how you're doing things. So I just want to say congratulations on that. Just talk a little bit about that. Tell us what's going on, album release, the date, the time, how we social distancing. Because you know everybody be like, are y'all wearing masks? Are y'all social distancing? That's the number one
Yep.
question. So fill us in on what's going on this night.
It's gonna be at Pastor David Chandler's church. As you can see, it's 1136 West 10th Street in Riviera. Very limited seating. That's how we're gonna socially distance because it's RSVP, so I know exactly who's coming. And I'm capping it myself to make sure that we're socially distant because usually when we do events, auntie, grandma, cousin, cousin Pookie, everybody comes to the event, and we do not want that. So we're kind of combining it now. We're doing it different because of the time that we're in, and we're going to do it virtually as well. So we're going to be live streaming, but it's only by invite. So it will not be on Facebook like naturally, like how we just shared. No, not this time. We want everyone, if you love us, in which I know they do, to support. So we're gonna keep it private. It's only $5. It's not a
Only
lot.
five
We spend
dollars.
more than that. McDonald's, Burger King, and everywhere else. And with that, you can either be virtually or in person, but we have to know in person ahead of time so we can get that
Right.
count together. Yeah. So,
And
but
so
it's
it will
it's
be it won't be
mass
streamed. It won't be streamed
stream.
like it won't be streamed like how we're doing out here throughout. Like right now, I'm streaming through Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, the other Facebook groups. So it'll just be a private event where if you don't pay your $5, you won't be able to watch it. You can watch it later on, but you won't be able to watch it
Right. You
live.
can watch it later. Correct. Correct.
Okay.
And it's going. We actually, artists. I'm gonna tell you, you gotta invest in you. If you believe in you, you gotta invest in you. So this time, even recording, we didn't pull any stops. We didn't. It was no expense. No, we went the full yard to get this done. So it's the same thing with the production as far as streaming. Uh, Cameras, angles where it's going to be a full on concert show. Of course we're magnifying the name of the Lord, but we want to do it in excellence. So we want the sound. I mean, I can stop right there. You know,
You know how
so
I
we
feel
want the
about some good
sound the way it
sound.
is.
I love some good sound, child. So we're looking.
Yeah,
I want everybody to know
yeah.
that we're looking to. I'm not sure if I'm able to make it inside, but I will sow my seed because I want to support you. I just haven't been in a building in a long time, and I'm still working on that. I mean, a lot of people say, "Are you coming?" I'm like, I'm gonna try. I haven't been in a building in a year, so it's kind of hard to go inside of a closed door building. But I'm gonna work on it. I may have to break it for you because I know that you supported me and whenever I called, you guys were right there. So I am so. This is why when you said, "Hey, I'm releasing this," I said, "Listen, come onto the show and you tell them about it." So again, it's not coming up on my big screen, so you may have to tell the people the information because for some reason it's not popping up on my Dumbotron for me to read it. So tell them when you're going to be at, what time,
I
and
see
what
it,
you're
so
doing.
maybe they see it. It's go-
They can see it.
Again,
I
it's
just
gonna
can't
be
see.
at Pastor David's. Okay. It's going to be at Pastor David Challenge Church. The address for it is 1136 West 10th Street, Riviera Beach, Florida. The doors will open at 6. The concert will start at 6:30. If you're virtual, of course, we're going to bring you up prior to the event starting. So you'll be in a room and waiting with the countdown for us to start. So again, it's in Riviera Beach, 1136 West 10th Street.
Okay. So again, I need everyone that's under the sound of my voice. If you are not able to make it, if you're not able to make the virtual, I need you to do me a favor, sow a seed of $5. You guys spend more of that on the 4 for 4. I'll spend more of that on other things that you're doing. So please support Natalie. And she have called, people have called to her to go to Miami. And she don't live around the corner. She live in what is it, Fort Pierce or Port St. Lucie now?
Fort Pierce. Yep.
That's further, ain't it? Fort Pierce, further? Fort St. Louis?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
further.
so yeah.
Yep.
So, and she's traveled to Miami. She's traveled to the Muck. She's traveled for you guys. So I need everybody under the sound of my voice that's listening now and or will listen on the replay. Please do me a favor and sow a seed. Here's the flyer. I'm going to share the flyer. Is the way to sow inside of the flyer?
It's on my page. I'm going to share it to you. There's a link
Okay.
there. All you got to do is click on the link on get their ticket. Even if they're not able to attend, will be able to receive the $5 donation
Okay. So if you guys
or
are not
Cash
able to
App
go,
or Zelle. There's many ways.
okay. And I'm going to try again my jumbotron. I have a small camera, but a jumbotron over there, which is not working at this moment, so I can't see the flyer. But listen, I'm going to see what I can do. I'm gonna try to sponsor a couple people myself. So I want the room to be busy, not the actual room, but some people are going to say, "Well, I can't make it." She just told y'all that she has great audio and great camera work. I need y'all to jump on and hang out with her. So is it just you or you have more artists that's coming to sing that night?
No, it's not just me. Miss Gladys from Liberty and Favor.
Okay, that
Uh,
girl same.
Liberty and Favor. Yeah, and then Apostle J.L. Cash is coming by way of St. Pete area. He's been out in the game for a long, long time, many, many
Yes.
records. So we are in for a treat. He's very diverse. Ain't no telling what's gonna go down
Yes.
that night.
It's all going down.
It's going down.
at Call for Purpose concert. So listen, guys, I need you guys to do me a favor, show some love for Natalie. I want to, like I said, it, I'm gonna be there either way. Either I'm gonna be there virtually, or either I'm gonna be there in house. But I'll let you know. Either way, you're gonna receive my seed because I do appreciate you guys, and I thank you guys for everything. Keep us posted. Keep sharing it. I want everybody to come and hang out with you as well. Also, we want to thank Ty Hannah for joining us. And like you said, good evening, ladies. And want to say, Timothy, Tim could beat them drums. He says, hello, King. And I want to thank you guys for being a part of my life and everything that I'm doing because you guys have supported me. He says, I need to be there in person. Okay, so I'm gonna work this out. I'm gonna have to work this out and be there. Now if I sit to the back of the church with my mask on, don't. I have asthma, so I'm scared.
No, I got it. I get it.
But because Tim said I need to be there, I'm gonna make it my business and be in there in the back of the church.
Can we ask for a dress? Can we ask for a dress though?
No.
Can we get it?
You did that last time. I did that for you last time. I did it for Gerard. I did it for you. And I did it for the mister. I ain't doing it no more. Wear some jeans, a blazer, and a t-shirt. Can I come in that?
Yes.
All right, I'll be there then. No dress. That's not. Yeah, look, even Tim said you're going too far now. You went too far. So listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me again. I can't stress this enough. I need you guys to please. I'm asking, she ain't begging you, I'm begging you to sow a seed. If you can't go to the concert, just send the $5. If you don't want to use, because I just told you I got ADHD. I can't do a lot of stuff. I'll Zelle you, Cash App you. If you want to send the Cash App, I'll have her put it in the comments for the Zelle and the Cash App. Sow a seed into what she's doing because she's traveled all over for some of everybody. Trust me, I know, because she has traveled for me. So I need you guys to support her. And I want to thank you so much for coming on. And we will be talking about your concert until the day I get there. I may make it a thing to be there and do a couple pieces from the concert, but not too much, and go live. So anything else you want to say before you let my good people go?
Yeah, so they can see. No, I just thank you for having me. I appreciate the support and the love, and I appreciate the support and the love for everyone that our team Call for Purpose that have been for years. And I'm just looking forward to excited for this release. It's been a long time coming. So that's it. I will see you guys there.
See you later.
Online
and thank you for joining me.
Yes. Congratulations.
Good night, Natalie. Thank you. Good night, ma'am. So listen, I need you guys to really do me a favor. If you haven't sold into anything this year, I know that we're doing a lot. Sow into this young lady. She has supported so many people. Her and her family. I watched her drive to Miami one night and could stay at a concert until like 11 o'clock. And her kids were sleepy and tired. She still had to pack her car and drive back. And I just know that she is a very, very dedicated person when it comes to this industry. But listen, I need you guys to sow a seed into her ministry. We got another awesome guest tonight. Before then, I love this video, and I keep saying that I'm only supposed to play it one time. I gotta play it again for y'all.
That's all you gotta do. You already know what time it is. Come on, Zion. You're in a new place. It's a brand new year. And then you get to a new place. Shine. Jump in. Don't fear. For I'm with you. Be not dismayed, but I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will hold you up. Your back. Don't worry about it. Do not fear. I'll take care of you. Just jump in. Jump in. Jump in. I said jump in. Jump in. Jump in. Jump in.
All right. So listen, that is Kingdom Building Worship Center in Pompano Beach and Lake Worth, under the leadership of Pastor Cheryl Powell. So listen, if you guys are looking for a church in Lake Worth and Pompano, y'all stop by Kingdom Builders. They be having church like that for real. So again, without further ado, I want to bring my next guest on because he's one of my favorite people. And I'm just gonna let you guys on a little secret. When I first started, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I'm gonna take you out and bring you back. All right, so I'm gonna bring it back. A lot of times listen, y'all know we live and these things happen. Hold on, let's see. All right, you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you well.
So listen, when the first time I did this show, I remember it was my first time doing it, and I was trying to broadcast from the van because that's where it's supposed to be going, through the van. And the van has Wi-Fi on it and all of that, but it just wasn't right. And we were going in and out. And I say, hey, listen, we shut down and came back. But you were my first official guest on
I
this
didn't know that.
platform. Remember that night, you were the first time I ever went live. I was scared, I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to use this thing. I was doing it from the van. And I had been practicing for months. And finally I said, I'm going to try it. And then you made a post, and I was looking for that post all day, and I really couldn't find it. And because I hadn't created the Hot Topic page, it went into my news feed. And I was like, oh my God, but you had made a post, and I said, you know what? This would be a great hot topic to talk about. But I just want to thank you so much because you were my first guest, and I'm in the studio now. And I said, you know what? I'm bringing Talton back.
I appreciate that.
If you notice, I've transitioned from the band, to my house. Then I transitioned to my other house. And then I'm like, you know what? I got to get a place because I got to get a white wall. And I got to get, I got my speaker, my speaker system, and I got the microphones. And, so
and
now
it's
they're
gold.
a little better.
Your microphone gold, too.
Yes. I got this as a birthday gift because someone said to me they were tired of my sound being horrible. I said, what? So they bought me a mic. I said, well, thank you. That's what you do. When you want to complain about something, you invest in something for people.
That's right.
Stop complaining about stuff that people are doing. And if you see they're doing it wrong, you just buy it. Right?
That's right. I agree 100%.
And they bought me a mic. And I said, thank you, Jesus. So listen, tell everybody who you are. I see you pressing through the pandemic. You still praising through the pandemic. Tell us who you are and what church you belong to. Tell us what's going on with you during the pandemic.
All right. So some people know me as Talton, the gospel recording artist. Other people know me as Pastor Talton. I am the assistant pastor at the Gate International in West Palm Beach, Florida. That is 1700 Suwannee Drive in West Palm Beach, Florida, where I'm under the leadership of Bishop Ronnie Green. And so right now, man, just so many great things have happened. I've also a lot of people know me for doing a lot of work with teens and youth as well. Matter of fact, I'm in your city, in Delray. I am now the director of the Milagro Center, the junior teen center. I just became the director there in January. I started working there in October as the career and education coach for teens. And then in January, they moved me to the actual director of the center. So I have a lot of different hats. I'm a director of a youth center. I am pastor, recording artist, musician, minister of music, husband, and all that other good stuff.
And vocal coach.
Vocal coach. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur as well. Me and my wife started a business last year. That is Falache Boutique. We started that up. My wife had been talking about doing a business for so long. And one night I just went and registered the business, made the logo all while she was asleep. She got up the next morning. I said, you don't need to talking no more. It's done. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. And so I think sometimes, especially for husbands and wives, you have to push each other into the next phase of their life, or you have to push each other to do things that you may be afraid to do. And I'm just one of those type of people that I'm not afraid to do stuff. If it fails, you just try again, or you try something else. It's not going to kill you. So you just, you get up and you keep moving. So that's how I mean.
Procrastination is a sin. We really don't want to believe that, but procrastination is a sin. And I tell people that all the time. And I'm powered by life after failure. And I told my daughter the other day, I said, listen, if nobody tuned into my show, I'm going to keep doing it, because there's going to be one day that somebody going to tune in and see that girl keep doing it and doing it. I tell her, she's like, Mommy, you be having 3 or 4 views. I say, now, you know what? I'm still going to cut them lights on every day. I say, because in the beginning of anything you do, you may not get an audience. I said, but one day, when them people that didn't watch, and I'm up there because God has blessed me, they're going to say, oh, man, she finally
there's a scripture that actually validates exactly what you're saying, and it says, despise not small beginnings. And the thing is that there are sometimes people don't want to start from the bottom, and they don't want to put in the work that it takes to build. But anything that has any type of, everything had to start from somewhere. Everything had to start from somewhere. And a lot of times all we have to do is just start. Somebody shared this with me, and I love the saying. They said that there's so many dreams, so many gifts, so many businesses that are in the graveyard because people never resurrected them. They never put them out. So it went with them straight to the grave, and I don't ever want to be that. Everything that I feel like God has shared with me to do, I just want to do it. I'm in the process. A lot of people have been asking me this too. I am in the process of doing music again. I kind of took a hiatus for a while. Me and my wife, we got married. You know what? I was just finna blame marriage. You know what? I'm not going to even do that. I'm going to tell you exactly. If you ever really been in the music industry and you've dealt with business, if you don't have your head and your focus in the right place, it'll make you not want to do it no more, period. Because the business of it is straight cutthroat, and I tell people this all the time, even in the gospel music industry, you can be saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, fire baptized, running for your life, speaking in the tongues and all that stuff. But when it come down to business, it's all about numbers and money, period. And you have to know how to balance that so it don't take you away from what you really are rooted in. And I guess for me, I don't think I had a level of maturity to be able to handle the balance of both of them. So it made me kind of shun away from the music industry. Mm-hmm. But I'm mature. I'm more mature now. I understand that that you have to be business minded. You have to also be spiritual as well, and you have to have that balance when you're in the industry. But I mean, you have a lot of artists, man, because I watch the music industry. You have a lot of artists that just all of a sudden they just said, I'm done with the music industry. I'm not doing no more. One of my favorite singers, I don't know if y'all remember Jasmine Sullivan. I mean, she's an amazing singer. All of a sudden, one day she just put out a ad. I'm done with music. You think that had nothing to do with her gift, because that's something that she loved doing. But she wasn't trying to give up on singing or quit singing. What she was quitting is the industry. And the thing is that you would think that the industry is different in gospel, but it's not. It's not different. It's not different in gospel. You know what I'm saying? It's all going to be about money. It's all going to be about politics, but I understand it now. People do have to get paid. If you don't have no business, you don't have radio, you don't have TV, you don't have those things. Bills have to be paid. You just have to make sure that as you're doing business, that you stay rooted in God, period. And you don't let it make you get to the point where you become a lover of money, but you understand money. You don't have to love money, but you do need to understand money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not that spiritual that I don't understand it. Understand money.
I feel like you're talking to me, because if you notice, you watched my traction last year. I had got so aggravated with the business until you just saw me kind of like just stray away, because we keep it real, and that's one thing I like about you. The industry has become so cliquish.
Yeah.
And if you're not in this clique, then you're not going to make it, because this clique of people, and I'm being honest with you, this clique of people have no clue what's going on. They're just circulating around the clique. And I always tell people, McDonald's, KFC, and Wendy's, they never clicked up, because they all got to make their money. They don't have a clique. They don't be like, girl, I don't like him. So no, McDonald's don't care whether you like them or not. Bring ye the money to my drive-through so that I can be a millionaire. But us, as we like, oh, I don't like her, so it shouldn't be that way. It should be, okay, this is business. And I need to support this person. Are you mad with this person? And you say, oh, I don't like this person. Oh, I don't like them either. Ask them why you don't like them. Because it may be something you did. It may not be the person. I had to learn that. And I had to grow up and learn that when somebody say, I don't like this person. And I was like, oh, girl, what she did? Oh, she looked at me funny. I'm not finna go wrong with that because she looked at you funny. What? So now I'm not liking this person because you my homegirl. We clicked up. And now I'm missing my blessing that's over here that can help me go here, because you don't like them because she looked at you funny, or she didn't speak to you, or she walked by, maybe her mind was somewhere else and didn't speak. And I think that's what the industry is getting to. There's a lot of people that are getting sedity, and they can't stand correction. Like someone called me the other day and was like, hey, listen to this song. I was like, listen, I can't even download this. Oh, I said, give me instruction how to download music. If I can't hit a button to download, I ain't doing it. And she's like, really? I'm like, I'm dead serious. I said, you sent it to me an example to fit it to the radio, because radio not going to do all that. Radio announcers and I own a radio station. We're not going to be like, oh, click this, move this. They're going to be like, they want to download that music and upload into the database.
That's right.
That's it. Simplicity. So like, oh, you hate on me. I'm not hating on you. I'm trying to tell you that, number one, you sent me the song wrong. When you send it out to me, you need to send it out to me as though I'm a record executive and you're trying to sell this music. You need to have all your codes, your introduction, your bio, have all these things. How are you claiming to be a radio independent artist when you have no clue how to sing your music? Oh, you think you all that? Oh, not all that. I think I know everything. I do know something. I kind of go to these classes. I do know a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So you have to be careful, because everybody's either sedity or they think that they know more than you or you know more than it's so watered down, the industry, it makes you want to give up.
I agree 100%.
It makes you want to give up. It makes you want to give up. And it's like, if you in this clique, they won't let you in. Like, oh, you can't be in my clique. You can't be friends with my friends, because my friends that I'm like, we're supposed to be leading by example as the children of God.
Right. And that was another reason why I left too, because of just so much foolishness and immaturity that goes on in the gospel industry. I mean, I know somewhat about the secular industry, but I know a whole lot about the gospel industry, and it is very cliquish. And I'm gonna say this, in a lot of people that's in gospel have a problem with this. We can't afford to be cliquish in gospel, because it ain't like they making the type of money that the secular audience make. So we can't afford to be like that. We have to bond together, you know what I'm saying, so that we all can eat, we all can make it. You know, I want to see everybody make it. You know, exactly. I don't have to like a person's music to appreciate their grind. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't like your music don't mean I'm not going to support you, because I'm supporting your grind. I'm supporting your dreams. I'm supporting, you know what I'm saying, you keep pressing. I'm supporting the fact that you trying to make it happen. I don't have to like your music for that. You know what I'm saying? And I think we just have, a very warped perception of the industry, a warped perception of business. But I just want to do it I want to go back to how I did it grassroots. You know what I'm saying? I loved everybody. I supported everybody. I appreciated everybody. Every time I was out, one thing that helped me even to build my fan base, everywhere I went, I spoke to people nice. Everywhere I went, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, thank you so much for coming out to the concert. If I see them out, I didn't try to act like I was no big time artist. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to people. I said how you was doing. I shook their hand, because I understand that those are the people that's helping me. Exactly. So at that time, I think I had a fan base, a mailing list of probably about 10 to 15,000 people. And I did not do what most people was doing at that time, because what most people was doing was like paying people to build their mailing list. That's not what I did. I'm telling you, I went real old school. What I had was a notebook. Every time I did a concert, you write your email address and now your telephone number. When I came home from the concert, I spent 30 minutes transcribing that over to a spreadsheet. That's exactly what I did. So
let me remind you, you did a concert in Delray. It was about 15 years ago, because I remember I that's when I actually had I owned a t-shirt company for years, and that's when I owned my t-shirt company. You was a DAF, and my shop was literally around the corner. And my cousin Bonnie, she said, Kenya, a friend of mine is coming in for a concert. Would you come? And I was like, I can't come. I can't close down my shop. She was like, I'm telling you, you're gonna love him. And I was like, you want me to close down my shop? You know. And back then I was in the church, but I wasn't as deep as I was. I was more as a marketer for the secular side. And I came to the concert, and like you said, I think it was you had someone sitting there, and I'm like, is he really making us write down our email address? I was like, huh? And I said, oh wow. I said, I didn't leave him my business card, because I didn't let him know we could do this electronically. He ain't got to do this. So that was 15 years ago. And you were, and one thing I can say, and I just want to say that while you were talking about it, that you came out, you met us, you took pictures, you know, you was like, hey, you did autograph. I found you a picture that you gave me, and I found it the other day. And I was like, it was like a picture of you, and you like, and you sound talented, you know. He's like, what your name is? You know, like you wrote to Kenya from God Bless You. And I was like, and that was so cool to me that after the concert, you came out and you had your little marker and you wrote it. And that's something that no one does anymore. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The artists now, after they leave it on the floor, they go in the dressing room. And they have someone outside selling. Yeah.
You can't do that, man. You have to do your best to, I mean, I understand we're in the pandemic, so it may be a little different now, but the people are your fans. They're the one that's buying your music. They're the one that's promoting you. You know, you have to, you know, meet people. You have to be real, touchable. You know what I'm saying? When people can relate to your realness, that's when you have a real fan, and you don't have people that's just passing by. I'm talking about, I know right now I have a friend of mine. She's a Beyonce fan. I mean, 100% a Beyonce fan. She went to a concert. Beyonce took time, took pictures with her, talked to her for about 10, 15 seconds, you know, shook her hand. But this girl will drive thousands of miles, fly thousands of miles to go see Beyonce, because Beyonce took that time out with her. So she has a real fan, not just a person that's flying by listening to music, I like it and click it. She got a real fan that's flying thousands of miles, paying for tickets to come see Beyonce because she took 15 seconds out of her schedule to spend time with that person. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what, you know, when the Lord does bless me to really do things, I'm going back to the way I know to do it. The way I know to do it is treat people right. Be nice to people. Be real. You know what I'm saying? Be touchable. Talk to people. You know what I'm saying? See what people think of your music, and be willing to take the constructive criticism. You know, you was talking about something earlier where you was trying to tell somebody something. The thing is, sometimes before you do stuff, you need to ask questions before you do it. When I started my wife's business, because I understand the back end of the business, my wife would tell, I wish she was here. I sent her, because YouTube is blessing, I sent her about 15 videos about how to start and market a boutique online business. Because the thing is, you got people that done made it before you. You got people that understand something you don't understand. Exactly. So the thing is, take your pride down. Don't think you know everything. Before you do something, ask, is this the right way to do it? How can I do it so that it'll be more effective? Because the one thing, with some of these, especially when it comes down to the music industry, with some of these record companies and people that have influence, you get one time with them. You get one time, And if that one time can mess you up, you know what I'm saying? So before you use that one time up, study and ask questions. How should I best approach this situation? You know, what is the standard right now? Because right now, I think about myself. You know, I still sing, but I haven't been in the industry in a while. So before I get back out there, you know what I got to go do? Study.
Exactly.
I have to study to see what is the standard. What is the standards right now? How do I approach this right now? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just because I've made it before, because I don't, so to speak, been in the industry, does not mean that I can't learn.
Exactly.
You can always learn. You should always be willing to learn. And what I'm finding out when I see a bunch of these, and I'm gonna say it whether people get mad at me or not, you know what I'm saying? I get tired of seeing these local celebrities, you know what I'm saying, that think that they on a ride because you singing at 5 churches that's in a 30-mile radius. You know what I'm saying? Just because you on everybody program don't mean you've made it. You know, and I'm getting tired of that, just seeing local celebrities that act like they done made it, bro. You know, it ain't. I'm just saying, I'm not on all that, and I ain't never been on all that. You know, I just believe that when you humble yourself, this scripture, that when you humble yourself, God will do the exalting. He'll put you where you need to be, but you have to remain humble, remain teachable. People don't want to work with people that's not teachable, that think they have it all together, are not willing to learn. You know, and that's why I think that when it comes down, especially a bunch of younger singers that I see, the problem is they not humble. They not humble. Your harmony is tight, but you're not humble.
I think it's not even I think what it is everybody is found itself easy to put music out now, and it's easier to go to a record studio and say, I want to put this music out. And I'm just going to say this, you know, producers going to take your money because they still got to get paid. So whether you go, whatever you give them, they're going to give out. If they're going to hand it to you, you got to ask questions. Is this mixed mastered? You know, what's going on with this? And I just told the president of the gym today that people, you can tell who do the mix and mastering and who's the producer, because if the drums are loud, that means the drummer producing. The keys are loud, that means the keyboard player producing. Then you get on it and there's no mixing, no mastering, no leveling, no anything. Then on top of that, you know, I'd say this to people: your cover sells your story. How many times have you watched a commercial and you saw a burger and the burger looks so good and you're like, I am going to buy that?
Yeah.
Now the burger may be the worst burger you've had in the world, but you bought it because the cover looked good, right? So you're looking at TV and you like, oh man, that's a good looking burger. Oh my God. And you run out to your local store and you buy one for you and your wife because you don't want her to ask for none of yours, even though y'all never try it. You don't want her to say, you don't want Shay to say, give me some. You're gonna be like, you can't have none. You know how y'all play around. So you buy 2. And guess what? You get it home and you like, this is nasty. But you have invested in it, you have bought it because the cover and the picture that you saw look good. So if you got some cover that you're doing yourself, people gonna be like, I ain't buying that because it may sound like the cover. But it may be the best song in the world. But because your cover was horrible and you didn't invest in your cover, guess what? I've had people call me and say, hey, Kenya, can you do this? I'm like, you need a new cover. Because I can't put my name on it. Because I'm involved with too much stuff for people to call me and say, Kenya, you didn't see that cover? I know what's going to happen. I'm not being funny, but I got too many people that can call me and say, Kenya. Now you let them put that out like that. So Kenya don't attach her name and stuff. Then I'm gonna have these people from the National Association call me and say, you didn't talk to them about that. So what I say is, you should do it again. And if they say, no, this is what God gave me, I say, well, God bless you. God bless you. I mean, I hate to say it, God bless you, because I can't put my name on it because I know it's not
but
right.
It goes to show you, it goes right back to what I was saying, man. Before you put stuff out, that's why people should ask questions. It's okay to do a cover and like it and then say, let me send it to such and such to see what they think about it. To get it. Even when I used to do music and was doing a lot of recording, I have certain people in the industry that I send it to before I send it to anybody. But I'm talking about I can be in my studio banging and rocking it because it's mine. That don't mean that it's industry ready though, just because I'm feeling it. That don't mean it's industry ready because your homeboy, your homegirl, or your wife may be feeling it. I mean, I'm just saying, you have to sit at the people who got an ear for what industry sound like. So I have certain people that when I do a song, if I'm gonna put it out, I have certain people I send it to, to tell me what you think. If they tell me that you know what, you might need to change this, I take it under consideration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I might do need to change that because they know what the sound is. And then I also will say this here, when you having, this is a big deal right here. When you having certain people listening to your music, they have to be able to listen to where music is at right now and where it's going. Because you can't just be having somebody that's just going to duplicate the sound that you hear now. But you had to have somebody that's saying, okay, this is what music is going, so that your song or whatever you put out will have some longevity and it won't die.
Right.
Because sometimes some producers are not skilled when it comes down to understanding the sound of the industry.
Right.
They can play, they're good musicians, they know how to put a song together, but when you understand the sound of the industry, you know that in the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years, this is what sound is going. So yeah, we might be doing what's hot right now, but let's put this in there because this is where it's going. And those are the type of musicians and producers that I look for, producers that are really, studiers of the industry, that study sounds, that study the flow of music, and that's hard to find. I'm telling you, that's hard to find.
Trust me.
Just because a producer can play a keyboard don't mean they understand the industry, man.
They don't.
Just don't.
Listen, so let me just tell you, right? So when I went to Atlanta a couple of years back, right, the young man that sang "You Fight On," right? So we was in Atlanta and this song had just came out. It had really not even hit anywhere. And he was singing it for the first time outside of his church. And I was in Atlanta at the some award. I forgot the name of it, but it's the award show in Atlanta. So I'm at the award show and his choir comes out in all these robes. And I'm like, okay, what's going to go on here? What's going on? It's like 50 of them in these choir robes. And they sung the first song and it was fine. And then he said, this is my new hit single and you guys can get it off of Amazon and all this stuff. And they started playing the music and he started singing "You Fight On." And I was like, so at that time, once he started singing the song, which was very catchy and very to sing, very easy to sing, I look around and we're in a big building, everybody's up off their feet and clapping to it because it was something that was catchy. And I look around a year later and the president to debate, they're playing it. So he went from in Atlanta singing this song, telling us, hey, I need everybody to take their phones out and buy this song. It's hot. He telling everybody, listen, it's $1. It was $1.29. If y'all love me tonight, y'all buy this song. If you don't, just pray for me. This is my new single. And I'm like, okay, am I going to spend this $1.29? That's how I am, because I'm petty like that. So he got up and this choir started. I'm like, am I going to spend this $1.29? And then so then we sitting there. So the musician started playing, and I'm like, oh, I like that. Okay. He started saying "You Fight," and they all had tambourines, and I'm like, I like you go to church, sir. And when you looked around, everybody in that building, and then probably about 200 people was buying that song from somewhere. Wow. And everybody started dancing around and having a good time. And you look around, and now everybody's singing "You Fight On." I can play whatever song I want to play at any event, but they be like, when I play "You Fight On," they want to, that's it right there. And I have 1,001 independent artists, nothing but independent artists on my station. If I play "You Fight On," everybody gets up. So that goes to show you that song is easy, it's catchable, everybody can sing it. Yeah. And that is what music is moving to. And guess what? It's still, even if he put a whole nother album, you probably don't even know that. He has a whole new song. And you probably don't even know it. But "You Fight On" is still the song that's going to keep him going. So I always tell people that you have to, And you always, everybody laughed at me. They said, you always traveling. Before the pandemic, you know I was at everything. I was always at every class. And now I'm on Zoom a lot because I'm still interacting with the same people because I want to learn. And that's why I say to you, some things I just can't do because I don't, they be like, Kenya, now you was just in this class. You can't be, you know. So, but what happens is in industry standards change daily. The industry, you know, we went from being Tuesday to release to Friday to release. So, I mean, in the drop of a hat, they decided. Now, Billboard had changed. Now they're interacting with Facebook Music now to calculate the charts. That's why now we play a song, even though you put, I don't own the rights to this music, you still can't do that. You still can't play music on your Facebook. It's like you're admitting that you're streaming this music that you know you shouldn't stream. You're kind of saying, oh, I know I can't do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna just say I don't own it. You know, so I mean, things are constantly changing. And I think a lot of people are listening to producers that are saying, oh, I can help you with your music, but you're not telling them there's a process. Right. I had a gentleman call me and say, oh, my music going out tomorrow. I say, who's your distribution? What is that? How you putting out music without a distribution? Tell me that. Where's your RSC codes? What is that? Sir, you're not going to get any money. I don't know what you got going on. I don't know how you put music out. You don't have a clue. Here's this. I'm going to send you this information so you can read because you obviously don't know what's going on in the world. You know, it just you. And that's the thing. People have children. People have families. Producers are saying, here's your music. They're not saying, hey, let's have a split sheet to figure out how we're going to do this music here. You may have written a song, but there's no split sheet. But so now you done sung this song, you done did this song. You ain't got nothing in the studio with your producer. Now he getting all the royalties. And you're like, well, what happened? You might as well just give it to him because there's no record, there's no contract saying that you the writer of the song. You ain't do nothing, you ain't registered the song, so now it's his. So just be mad with him, tell your family and friends, and move on and collect your money, and that's it. And that's what I say. Why people don't like me?
That actually happened to me for real. I mean, all jokes aside, I was in the studio with this guy, and the foundation of the music were my chords because I'm a musician as well. I brought him in here, you know, to bring some flavor on it. So I laid down the foundation of it, and he, you know, said put the bells and whistles on it. But I just wasn't really feeling the song for me. And that's one thing I tell a lot of people too, when you're a writer, because I am a writer as well. Every song that you write may not necessarily always be for you. And what you do is sometimes you just put it to the side because you never know if somebody gonna come up that you hear them saying, you be like, you know what, hey, I got this for you. Because trust me, if they're a big artist, you want them to get your song to sing it. And you get them royalties and that money off of you ain't did nothing but just write it, you know. So the song, I just really wasn't feeling it. So I ain't bothered with it because I'm thinking, you know, we boys, you know. So one day I'm on the treadmill. Yeah, I used to get on treadmill. So I'm on the treadmill at the USA Fitness. It's about, because it used to be 24 hours. I'm there about 2 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden I'm hearing this track play. I'm on the treadmill. I'm like, it ain't gonna go here, right? Sure enough, the chords go there. Then I'm hearing like the guitar line that I laid down. So he done sold the track to an R&B artist. And I couldn't do nothing about it. There's nothing I can do about it at all. You know, so you are 100% right. You know, and so, but what he did teach me in the industry, business is business. Whether we friends, family, one thing I learned about it, man, when it come down to money, people shift it, people switch out, man, and things change. You know, so that when you talk about the split sheets and stuff like that, get that out the way, get it done. I don't care if you've been friends for 30 years. When it come down to business, it's business. You know,
you have to.
But you're sharing so much information about us actually really knowing the industry and knowing where things are as well. I think it's just important that when people have connections with people that have the know-how, We have to glean from that. Even if you got to pay for it, pay for that information. Because paying for the information, you're still investing in yourself. You know, I don't expect everybody to just give it to me. If you give it to me, give me the information, God bless you. But if I got to sow a seed into your life to get the information, still, God bless you. Because I'm actually sowing the seed into my life. And a lot of people just don't, in the industry, some of these groups and singers are going to stay local for the rest of their life because they're not trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to see how can you want to make it, but you don't want to sacrifice. You know, you want to make it, but you don't want to take the time out to read. You want to make it, but you don't want to take the time out to go to workshops. You know, because I used to see you put stuff out. Hey, this workshop is going and that workshop is going. And I remember, you know, some groups, they trust me, they come talk to me. You know, King said, I need to go here and go there. I'm like, well, go to the workshop. Well, no, man, they ain't about all that. Well, hey, that's on you. The information is out there.
I just told them that today. I just said that to someone today. They said, why you don't host any workshops? I said, it'd be me and 3 other people. And they said, King, if it's just you and one person, continue to do God's work. I share these. Listen, Clubhouse has the most, because of the pandemic, and I know I'm not supposed to say their thing on my platform, but it is what it is. Clubhouse has a way for every artist to learn right now. Here it is. Clubhouse have some of the biggest names in gospel music that you can click into those rooms and just listen. And they are giving me so much free information because they just want to be heard. I'm telling you, Clubhouse is like, whenever I get an opportunity, because I'm doing a lot of stuff, I click on the Clubhouse and you have people you wouldn't even think. And it's not always about going into the gospel rooms. It's going into other rooms because I went to the Dove Awards and everybody said, why are you always in the workshops instead of going to the concerts? I said, the concerts can't do me no good. I can hear people sing all the time. I need to be in these workshops. And I was able to sit in with different organizations, YouTube and Twitter and all these companies that were telling us how to grow the brand. I went to SiriusXM radio and the young lady sat here and told us how to get on SiriusXM radio. Sat there and told us how to get on Music Choice. I shared the video. If I got 200 views on that video, it's crazy. This young lady who's over gospel at XM radio, Music Choice. I sat in the room with her, right across from her, and she told you what you needed to do. If right now today there's 200 views on that video, it just, and she said the same thing. She said what happens is nobody wants to learn the industry, but everybody wants to perform. Nobody wants to learn. Everybody wants to perform. Everybody wants to leave it on the floor, as they say, but they don't want to learn the industry. They don't want to take time to jump on these platforms to listen, listen. I have notepads stacked this high of different things where I went to classes. When I go to Atlanta, I'm in class from Monday to Friday. My friends like, you in Atlanta, you not coming? I say, listen, I ain't here for that. I got to be in workshops from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. Everything else is unimportant because this is why I flew here and this is what I'm coming to do. I don't even rent a car. When you see me travel, if I'm staying in the hotel, I don't even need a rental car because I need to be there for class. If I get a rental car, it may distract me to want to go somewhere else.
Right.
So I catch a shuttle to the hotel. I get up and I go to the workshops because what we're doing today, I promise you will change tomorrow. You know, at one point, nobody was taking wave. Now everybody's like, hey, we're taking wave at MP3. So it's like things are constantly changing every day. And the people are just not want to gravitate to people that want to help them, but they want to walk around with their chests out and they want to be so industry minded, but they out of their mind. I mean, there's a guy, Henry Harris. He's like the guru of gospel music. I share his posts all the time about what he's doing. I get no likes, no shares, no nothing. This man is like the top person of gospel. He tells you all the background because all of the billboards contact him first. He immediately shared it with us. But nobody wants to read this stuff, but you want to tell me you got a manager. What training does your manager have? Because I'm not talking to your manager, they ain't got no training. And I'm not sounding cocky, but I'm not talking to your manager if we ain't got the same lingo. Because she's not going to tell me this and tell me this, and we don't have the same communication. Don't tell me your booking manager is this when she haven't went any classes to learn exactly what a booking manager, a role manager, all these different managers are possessed. They're not the same people unless you're somebody who know all of it. You get what I'm saying? So when people tell me, oh, that's my booking manager. Well, where's your role manager? Oh, it's the same person. No, it ain't. Can't be. You going to this 5 concert tour and your tour manager, your booking manager? Let me see her credentials, because you know, so it just, and I know a lot of people don't like the way I talk, and I'm just oh, you think you know everything. No, I don't think I know. I know a little bit, like I said. But in order for us to grow, and a lot of things that people don't understand, I know this one person, the song is amazing. I love the song. I've sent this song out to all my friends. I call the young lady and I say, listen, I've sent this song out to this many radio stations. You may not know, but someone sent it to me and I love this song. I sent it out to all my affiliates, all the way, you know, all in the gym. And I was like, listen, well, we got to do this right here because you're not registered properly. So you will not get, you know, your money. Oh, my manager said, so here I go. And I was told not to do, I said, pull that. If you telling me what your manager said, I'm telling your manager ain't got no clue what you're talking about, but they're telling me that you don't have the right codes and we need to fix it. And I'm trying to tell you how to fix it. And you telling me that your manager said, I need to talk to your manager. I'm like, okay.
I can tell you something about that too, what I've learned. You should, I'm not saying that I want to say this right. You should have respect for your manager, but you also have to understand that you are in control of your career. You have to always understand that they work for you and you have to maintain control of your career. You have to, because a lot of decisions, I was so loyal to my manager until I missed a lot of opportunities because I kept saying, go to my manager, my manager, my manager, my manager. Once I fired my manager, you won't realize how many record companies and people that would see me when I would go out of town be like, man, we tried to get at you, but your manager was making it hard for us to get. I mean, so I'm not saying to you that you don't have respect for your manager, because that's why you got one, but you have to stay in control of your career. You have to stay in control of it. Yeah, you got a manager, but if your manager is not really opening them doors for you and they don't have the knowledge and the skill set that you need, then you either need another manager or you put your manager in another position. Maybe they need to just carry your luggage. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not managing you right, then they shouldn't have a position as manager, because when business start to really boom, so to speak, they're going to want a percentage. And I'm not giving you a percentage of nothing if you're not working for it or opening doors and doing what you're supposed to do for me.
Right. I do PR for artists, and you know him, Miss Michael. So I'm like, so here we are, we travel, right? And he's like, oh, I like, listen, man, go ahead and go. I'm gonna grab these bags. He be like, I get, because I make sure that I'm not that girl. I'm not gonna be dressed all up in all this stuff, because I know that we're gonna miss deadlines. I know that the taxi's not gonna come on time. I know it. So I say, you go ahead and go, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab your bags, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm taking the pictures. I'm doing that. So you have to understand who to bring along with you on this ride. That's going to be there for you. That's going to make sure that you make it. That's going to make sure that they know what they're talking about. And on top of that, and they're going to send you, because a lot of times he sent me. He said, I ain't going. You go to this class and learn this and bring it back and tell me about it on a phone call. And make sure that your people is being educated and learning the system. You don't have to always, and I do stress, if you ever notice, Lady Vi travels with me everywhere I go. And I feel bad because Lady Vi's in her 70s, but she hot planes and drives wherever I'm at. I be like, Lady Vi, she say I'm coming. I be like, Lady Vi, you know, she in her 70s. She in her late 60s, I'm sorry. But she travels with me. So here it is. I'm like, Lady Vi, you don't have to come, but she do. You know what I mean? Because she wants to absorb all the information alongside me. So I get that and I understand that. And you got an artist that's in his 20s, though, don't want to leave their lead. But you got Lady Vi, She in her 60s, and I said, Lady Vi, I'm finna put you on the stage. I put on the stage in front of the people from Sunday Best, but they wasn't doing Sunday Best. They were doing more like a critique thing they do at the GMWA. And I said, what they're going to do is they're going to critique you and tell you stuff. I said, do you think you're up for it? She said, yes. So I went over to Mama Sue. I said, can I add somebody? She was like, you know that. I said, but I know, but I just want to know if I can add her. So she said, you can add her tomorrow, but not today. I was like, thank you. Because there's a protocol. And, I always go against. She said, King, you always going against protocol. I said, I know, but you should expect it. So I went and I said, hey, listen, so tomorrow you're going to sing, one song for the panel. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, it's Neely Dickinson and all these people you singing in front of. And she killed it. She killed it. She and they said, oh my God, we love you, and she killed it. So there's always doors that can be open for people, and you can grow, you know what I mean? But a lot of times these newer artists that are coming out, they put out one single and they sold 10 units, and that's their mama, daddy, cousin, friends, and they call themselves independent artists. You independent, all right. You're independent, all right. You ain't sold enough units to even be calling. Let me stop, because people gonna be like, oh my God, King is so mean.
No, but
you're
right
sold
though.
enough. You ain't sold 200 units to be called independent. What you did is you invested your money in something. You sung a song, and then it's like you're like a one-hit wonder, and no one even knows you exist because you don't engage. I tell people all the time, the only way you're going to keep Facebook is a social platform, right? And the only way you're going to remain alive is if you engage. I tell people this all the time. If you're not liking nobody's page, you say, I'm only seeing 20 people. You only see 20 people because that's all people you like. You're only liking and loving their stuff. So obviously, you're only seeing their stuff. You have to engage with other people to open up that portal for more things. So you singing a song, you're only liking some people post. So your music is just sitting here and dying out. It's just rolling down. Now it's gone. So nobody knows you got your little song, your little song that you're singing. And now you're mad at everybody because you think you wasted your money. No, you're not engaging with anybody. No, you're not trying to contact anybody. No, you're not asking any questions. No, you're not jumping on any of these shows like on Tuesday night, like Talk Gospel. And when they ask you for any questions, you jump on and say, hey, I wrote this song, I did this song. What do you think about it? And all the radio affiliates say, send it to me. You're not engaging with the people you need to. You got to go into rooms that you people can learn your name. And we're not doing that. We're like, I got this song, I'm an independent artist, and it is what it is. I'm big now. And now that's what you want to be calling your Facebook page, Gospel Independent Artist. And you sung one song for 5 minutes, and the song was supposed to be 3. So I'm confused on who's going to put you on the clock. Anyway,
Nobody.
Let me stop to nobody, because a song can't be more than 3:20 right now, and your song is 6 minutes. And what do you think? Who's putting you on the clock? You're going to mess up the people's whole radio rotation. And that's another thing. You need to understand radio rotation so that you know that nobody ain't putting your music on. Lady told me one time, she said, oh, they'll fade it out. Don't nobody fade nothing out no more. Radio is not being ran by humans. It's being ran by a computer now. And they just go in and just shut it down, cut it down, and talk, and then come back in and say in the next hour, and it's on an iPad, and it's basically just rolling around showing you, and it's inserting things. That ain't the way life works no more. It's all pre-done. And people are thinking that it's back in the 70s when they're changing CDs or something. I mean, TALTON, we can go on all night long about this topic because this is something that we got to do on a Saturday afternoon so we can just ride out and maybe bring some more people in because it's the truth. I think that you said one thing that matters. If we humble ourselves and start acting like we don't know everything and accept constructive criticism. I had people come to me and say, Kenya, this one guy came to me and said, Kenya, you remind me of this person. Right? And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay. It was like, check this person out. I wouldn't have started watching that person. And if I reminded them of that person, I had to change. And that's why you see a change in me, because if that's what I reminded you of, I don't want to be that, because that person was horrible. I mean, they was very knowledgeable. You get a lot of information, but they were I didn't like that. So I said, if that's what I am, I need to look in the mirror and say, how can I change? That's why a lot of times you don't see me say anything, because I'm like, I can't be the old king no more. I want to be, but I can't be because that old king, if it looked like that person, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, this child is rude and she just say anything and oh my God, is that me? You know, I don't want to be that. That's not who I personally want to be. I want to be a helper, not a hurter. So I learned now to kind of, like you say, watch my words, sugarcoat it a little bit, type it, erase it, and type it again.
Yeah,
You
I've
got to
done a
do
lot of
that.
that.
You
I
got
think you
to.
grow and you evolve and you mature, and people should always see a progression. You know, whether you're an artist or whether you're just a person. Period. People should see you grow and
Right.
progress. They should see you develop, redevelop, develop, redevelop, develop. I mean, they should see that. That's what sometimes help people to follow your journey too, because they keep seeing you progress. I mean, I've been watching you for a long time, and I still watch you. Even now, I love what you do. I love every time me and you talk, man. It fired me up because you bring so much knowledge to the table and so much truth. And even with that, I think that I vibe with people that are very honest.
Right.
That's me. I can't stand flawed people. You know,
Mm.
I don't even like people that's real religious. I mean, I have a problem with that because I'm a human being first. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm a man of God. I'm a pastor. I know my call, but that call don't take the human away from me. So I believe that God has given me the ability to touch people where they are because I understand, you know what I'm saying? Even as a pastor, a man of God, I have some of the same struggles everybody else have. And I don't
Right.
like sometimes when people try to be so deep and so religious that they take the human away from them. And
Exactly.
that's not, I never want to be that type of person. I never want to be that type of artist. I feel so free now as an artist because I don't feel like I have to fit in a mold no more. You know, the music that I'm about to start writing, I'm not trying to write, and this is for somebody that may see this later. I'm not trying to write to sell. I
Mm.
don't write to sell. I write from my heart because if
Right.
what I write, God gives it to me. I'm talking about God gives it to me, and it comes from my heart. I let Him deal with the selling. What I have to deal with is what He gave to me to make sure that I am putting it out the way the Holy Spirit gives it to me. Because
Exactly.
if I just write just to sell, I may water down the message when God may be telling me, no, don't water this down right here. You know, and
Exactly.
I used to do that. I used to write to sell. And what it did for me, Kenya, is it took me away from my sound. It took me away from my own individuality because I was writing to sell. I'm not doing that no more. You know, I don't have to write to sell. You know, I'm writing what I feel like God. As long as I feel truthful about what I'm putting out. Now, that don't mean that I'm not going to take no constructive criticism. I'm not talking about that. But I don't want to be nobody else but me. That's
Exactly.
what makes you, that when you have a sound, that's what makes you your individual. Record companies, even when major record ARs come and sign you, it's not just about you sounding good. They coming to sign you because what they hear they haven't heard before, or what they hear is distinctive from what they've heard before. They're not trying to look for what's already set and trying to sound like somebody else. Like I have this problem, man. This is a problem for me. When Kim Burrell came out and she started doing all these riffs and runs, that's Kim Burrell style. Now all of a sudden, everybody sound like Kim Burrell. I mean, you can go to YouTube right now and listen to 10 gospel artists and they're gonna do Kim Burrell runs. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she fly. I love what Kim Burrell do, but that's her style. What about yours? What is your sound? You
What
know,
is your
and that's
sound?
important. That is important. I never forget when I was an artist and I was really out there. I used to spend, and this is no joke, man. I used to cut the ACs off while I used to practice out because I wanted to be drenched in sweat. Don't ask me why. And I would have mirrors. I would have mirrors around me, and I used to practice for 12, 15 hours, sometimes 18 hours. And I would play a song and play my voice and play it back and see if I can duplicate it every time, because that's another thing that's important. You know what I'm saying? To be able that when you find that sound, that you can duplicate it. Because almost every producer or A&R, when they hear you, they're going to say, well, can you do that again? If you can't reproduce it, then it don't mean nothing. So you have to find your sound, find your niche, what you're comfortable in, so that if you have to do, this is good, man. If you have to do a 20-city tour, that every single night, you don't have to be putting on a play because it ain't you. You can do you. When you do you, it ain't a play. It ain't a drama scene. You're doing what you produce. You're being you. That's why anytime if I'm on stage, I'm going to be as natural. I joke around because I'm jovial. I try to bring people into what I do, not try to duplicate what somebody else is doing. That's why most of the time, if I come on behind somebody else, it may take me a while sometimes to warm up to the audience, because I have to bring them away from whatever they was in to bring them into what I do. You know, so I think it's just a lot of things that we can do to help us to become better artists. But the one thing I will tell you when it comes down to being an artist, I'm going to take advantage of the information you have. I can tell you that right now. When the Lord says my time, I want to know as much as I can know. So I'll say this here. The more, I believe I can say this, the more knowledge you have of what to do, it shortens your journey of where you're trying to go.
Ooh, now that's the word.
The more knowledge you have of what you're trying to do, it shortens your journey of where you're trying to go. Because the thing is, you don't want to have to keep doing things 4 and 5 times when you can do it right the first time. Why have to keep going back, erasing and come back to the drawing board when you can take your time, learn it, and when you do it right the first time. And then guess what? Once you do it right the first time, you move to the next phase. You ain't got to go back and keep redoing it. So I think that the more knowledge you have, it shortens your journey of where you're trying to go. Because I'm telling you, I made so many mistakes in the industry. I had record companies that was coming at me like crazy. I made the mistake. I don't tell a lot of people this here, but at the time that Ruben Studdard got signed, me and him was in the same running with J Records. Both of us was in the same running. One of the reasons that Ruben Studdard had the marketing from American Idol. Right. They was not going to sign. Now, this is a big thing for secular. Let me let y'all know this here. They were not going to sign 2 artists on the same label that had the same image. Right. And at the time, both of us were big. Both of us had like the teddy bear image. And they were not going to sign 2 artists on the same label at the same time that had the same image. So that was, and then also he already had the marketing behind him with American Idol. So, okay, I'm just a little TALTON from Riviera Beach. I don't have American Idol, and I look like Ruben. You know who they're going to take. They're going to take Ruben Studdard. But it taught me a lot, because you was talking something about it and don't realize how important when you was talking about your album cover and all of that involves image.
Exactly.
You have to know if your image, should you have long hair? Should you have short hair? Should you have an earring on? Should you take the earring off? Should your hat be turned to the front or should it be turned to the side? If it's turned to the front, what are you trying to say? If it's turned, what about the color? All that stuff has something to do with what the message you're trying to give. When people see you, what do they see? Are you trying to go with a young look? Are you trying to go with a sexy look? Are you trying to go with a mature look? I mean, all of that has to be taken into consideration. Because at one time I hired an image consultant. Mm-hmm. The image consultant told me what colors I need to wear, what I don't need to wear.
Right.
The image consultant told me the size clothes I needed to wear. They told me at one time I was getting ready to cut my dreads off, and they said, no, don't cut your dreads off.
Exactly. It stood out.
And you have to be able to listen to that, because they know the image that the industry is looking for. You know, how many singers that we know right now that signed to record labels that can't sing, but they got the image. They can't sing.
A lot of people can't sing.
But they got the image. Because you know, I'm gonna tell you what the record company gonna say. Listen, it's so much resources out there now in different devices. We don't care if you don't sound good. Do you have an image that when they see that CD or that cover, they're gonna go buy it?
Exactly. And you ain't got to sing live. You can just hold the mic. Just put on, right now I got headphones to hear you, Mike. So the thing about it is you put headphones in your ear, you listening to your performance track, and you just lip syncing. And if you're a good lip syncer, because they teach you how to do that. They teach you that is a skill. They teach. See, people, listen, we done been here for a whole hour, and we'll be on here all night long because you know industry and you understand good industry. You understand you know about this. This is, like I said to you, it had me about 15, 16 years ago because you was at DAF and I came to see you. So it's not like you a baby in this. You've seen the transition from it being where you were to right now. So you know it. But people don't understand it that about 11 years ago, I decided to say, you know what? I don't want to be on the second side no more. It's about 12 years. I want to be on the gospel side because I felt that there was not a lot of representation on the gospel side. And I felt like people was marketable, but they didn't understand marketing. And even when I got into this industry, I got butthurt because people wasn't receptive. They just like, oh, I'm like, wow, I'm trying to tell you. And it's like, they don't want to listen. And I got butthurt. I'm like, wow, I'm trying to tell you how to get it. And, so I had to find a place in life to say, whether you listen or not, I'm still going to go to the top of the building, the top of the highest bridge and scream it. And I'm still screaming exposure, regardless of how people treat you, regardless of who, like I said, if I never get no views on anything I do, I'm still going to sit here every Tuesday and Thursday night to do what I'm doing because I decided I wanted to do this. And this is something that I'm going to do. And I'm going to provide exposure. I'm going to talk to gospel artists. I'm going to talk to preachers, whether or not they appreciate me. Let me just tell you one thing, and I'm gonna let you go because it's late. So last week I did, and I hope they don't mind this. Last week I did a video, an interview with a pastor. His church probably, let's say 50 members. And after the next morning, Friday morning, I get an email from his secretary. Hello, Miss Kenya, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? Thank you guys for coming on. What is your email address? I said, personal or business? She said, personal. I was like, what if they email me a bill? Me, I'm just thinking stupidly, right? So they emailed me and I opened the email. And this goes to show you how much people pay attention to what you do. They sent me a gift card for Dunkin' Donuts. to last me the month, because I'm down to 1 cup a day now, to last me for 1 month. You get it? So here it is. So I got the email, and I'm just being very transparent. I got the email, and when I got the email, I had to go out to my car. I'm at work because I still work 85. I had to go out to my car because it just automatically hit me that this little bitty church, not little bit, I should say little, this church, like he said, he has a small church and he's happy with it, but this church just found it not robbery to say, thank you, we appreciate you. Here's a token of love from us for just showing our pastor some love. And I'm like, whoa, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, wow. I was like, thank you so much. She's like, isn't this the norm? I'm like, no, this ain't the norm, child. But thank you because now everybody. No, this ain't. I don't interview many pastors on here. They just say, God bless you. God bless you. I said, so to me, it just meant a lot because they're watching me and know I love Dunkin' Donuts. They know it. So for you must be watching me and watching what I'm doing to know that Dunkin' Donuts is my heartstring. So to know that I drink it every day and to be able to buy me a cup for every day for the next month, I love you for that. I appreciate y'all. Because that really takes, people don't understand that. If it's $1, it takes $1 to something I got to buy. That put it somewhere else. So I was like, oh man, I appreciate that. So you never know who's watching. I always say that you never know who's watching and paying attention. So when I spoke to my business partner and I told her, he was like, you never know who's watching because had they not seen that you love Dunkin' Donuts, guess what? They probably wouldn't know what to do. They probably would have been like, we ain't sending no cash, just, but they sent me something I can utilize. Because they would send me money into a bill, but they sent me something I can utilize. So every morning when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I'd be like, ping, this from the church child. They'd be like, look at, I get to drive through like, oh, the church had bought this coffee. And they'd be like, okay, well, have a good day. And on Fridays, what I do is every Friday, whatever car behind me, as long as it's under $5, I'll pay for their breakfast. I pay for their breakfast. And when they pay for their coffee, as long as it's under $5, if it's, I'd be like, no. So every Friday I take my thing and I say, how much is the car next to me? They say $3. And I say, ding. So one morning, the lady in front of me did the same thing to me. Again, I got all emotional, like nobody's supposed to do nothing for me. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this, So it's like, to me, it's like little things matter in life. When people show you that you're appreciated. You know what I mean? So that's why I appreciate anytime I inbox someone and say, would you come on my show? And how you was like, let's do it. Because you got some people leave it unread. You got some people say, girl, I ain't, that little bitty show. So I appreciate you for coming on tonight. I thank you. And yes, kick my daughter from over there because she's always over there and she part of y'all thing. She just go over there. We call him Bobby. I keep forgetting the child real name. But Bobby, he's over there and he's like, come on, and she hangs out at the school. So just send her back home. I live on 7 and you're on 6. Just tell her, Giovanni, Anaya, your mama said go back home. You can't be over here at this school. So next time you see my daughter, you just send her back home, okay? Because that's where she hang out at the school. Okay. So just send her back home. So listen, anything you want to say before, and congratulations on your show that I told you to do a year ago. Right here on this show, I said, y'all need to do a show a year ago. So congratulations. It takes time. I appreciate it. I'm going to find that video. A year ago, I said, y'all need a show. So congratulations. Be sure. I'm going to call you later on another day. We're going to sit down and I'm going to teach you how to take it over there. We're going to go up there. I'm going to tell you what to do in order to take it up there. But listen, anything you want to say? Because I don't hear you just for well over an hour.
Well, let me just say I appreciate you so much for the honor and respect that you have for me. And I appreciate you for even inviting me on the show. Even the tidbits that you gave me years ago with me and my wife doing the show. Trust me, nothing you said went in one ear, not the other. It just take time and we did it, and I would love to get with you to see really what it take. Man, I have so much crazy footage. Because I'll be on some other stuff. I'll be on some other funny. Y'all be running around now.
I didn't know she was that short, though.
Yes. I am 6'3", and my wife is 4'11".
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she is 4'11". I tell you one time, man, one of the kids was like, Mr. T, is that your wife? And I said, yeah. They was like, wow. Like they was trying to put it together. But I appreciate you for inviting me on it. Anytime you need me, just let me know. Please keep me posted of different things that you have going on. Hopefully when this pandemic is over, we'll be able to do something big. I am getting ready to do a virtual concert at some point real soon too, as well. I'm going to let that be known. That will be like my coming back out as an artist.
Yes.
So my cousin Marcus don't know this, but my cousin Marcus, I'm gonna have him to actually tag team and do the concert with me, with his own music as well. So y'all be on the lookout for that. I definitely be praying for you, Kenya, and keep me in your prayers as we do what God has called us to do. All right, you have a blessed night.
Yes, and I'm sorry for holding it, but every time we get together, I need to bring you on by yourself because you cannot be with nobody else. Because when we start talking about the industry, it just go out the window. So I'll bring you back on in a couple months and we're going to do this again.
All right. You take it easy now.
Thank you and enjoy.
Bye-bye. All righty.
So listen, I'm sorry. I know. TALTON is like one of my favorite artists because he's the first gospel artist that I personally was able to hear when I came back into the church. So he's always been my favorite. And just to let you know that he was the first person to jump on this platform when I started it was Hot Topics then. on this side now. It's keeping real in the gospel. I gotta go, guys. It is 8:40. Oh, Josh, for an hour and 40 minutes. I gotta get ready to go. You guys have a great night. Oh, before I go, hold on. Before I go, I just want to invite you guys. I do have some things I gotta do. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm just rushing on out of here. We want to send a shout out to my proud sponsor, who always pays the cost to be the boss, Gillian & Co. It's tax season, y'all, and they have extended the date to your taxes. So contact Sylvia of Gillian & Co. Also, we want to send a shout out to this Saturday. If you're not busy, come out to the Small Business Expo. It is at New Jerusalem Church of God in Christ. We'll be hanging out then at New Jerusalem Church of God in Christ. Also, April 4th, the Zion Sons Easter concert celebration. So if you're not doing anything, you can either join them live or join them virtually. But I want to say this, good night, I love you, and I'll see you next week.